Sir, and my guest for the day is Marlon Beard, a brother I know personally that I've been had a close relationship with since I got home, and we both came home actually around the same time. I paroled here temporarily, then I went down to Texas. I came back home, and we locked right back in. We did a couple of nonprofit ventures together with my brother and the Black Foundation. So first and foremost, I'm going to give you the floor to introduce yourself, tell them who you are, what you do, what's your passion and your work. And first of all, give them your prison number.
My prison number in the state is 222-945. My prison number in the feds 13900-040.
Okay.
Numbers you'll never forget.
Hey, listen, that's what I've been trying to get by asking people that, because I asked, I think you're about the third or fourth I asked on the podcast, like, you remember your prison number? What's your prison number? And I only had one so far that was like, I don't remember my prison number. I think she said she remembered like the last three or something, but she didn't remember her prison number. And I was like, man, all praise be to Allah, because that mug is burned in me.
Yes.
That was my name.
She must didn't do that much time.
She didn't. The sister did, I believe. She did 3 years. So she was able to let that go. She been home, I believe, like 8 years now. 7 years now. So she been able to let that go.
Okay.
So I definitely was surprised about that. But yeah, go ahead, continue, bro.
Yeah, well, like you said, my name is Marlon Beard. I did time in the state and the feds.
How much time you do?
Well, I did 2 bits in the state. Okay. And they was basically like meatballs, you know. They was setting me up for the alley-oop.
Okay, yeah.
I was young.
For the listeners out there, meatball is like less than 5 years.
Yeah.
It really be like a 2 year.
2 years.
Yeah. But anything
5.
less than 5.
My first one was 1 to 20.
I remember when they was hitting guys with them 1 to 20s and them 2 to 20s.
And
drag your tail out forever.
Man, and what was so crazy, it was the first time I ever been in trouble for anything.
For real?
First time I ever got arrested, whatever. Like, you know, and it was just like they gave me the public defender, and he ushered me right on into a plea. Mm-hmm. Next thing I know, I was getting a number. I was in the bubble. Like, what?
Man, yeah.
What is this?
It literally just happens. It feels like it just happens like that. You just wake up like, wait a minute, man.
Woke up in Riverside, man.
Man, okay. So you came through Riverside too?
Yeah.
Okay. What you do for a living, bro?
I'm a personal trainer. Peace. Yeah, I work for Advanced Peace. That's a new venture.
Okay.
But what I've been doing since I came home, I had a few little, jobs to get by, you know what I mean, to keep my PO off my back and to make a little money.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, but I finally got to doing what I want to do. I got into the fitness business, something that I was kind of planning the entire time while I was incarcerated in the feds. So I'm a personal trainer. I work at Hit Fitness, and I also do boot camp classes, meal plans, and just about basically anything that got to do with fitness.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the record, for my female listeners, the brother has definitely got himself together. He is not flabby and sick. We is not looking like old heads, flabby and sick over here.
Definitely not that, man. Definitely not that.
So you been home how long now?
I got home in 2016. I came to the halfway house. Okay. So, 2015. I came to the halfway house. Right around the same time.
I was just gonna say you and I just
that's
came
when I
home
got
around
out.
The same time.
But I actually was released as supervised released. You know, and where I was not on prisoner status.
Right. Yeah.
Per se, that was in 2016.
Okay.
February, I think.
And that you was released from your Fed bit, right?
Yep.
So you was on Fed paper. Are you still on Fed paper?
No. I'm off. I'm a free man now.
Yeah, that's
finally.
Hey man, it's a different feeling being actually free. Like, I've been in the system, I believe, since I was 13 years old. So like being free from everything,
absolutely,
the paperwork, the attachment, having to call anybody, man, that's a different feeling.
It was almost scary. Like,
what I'm gonna do?
What I'm gonna do? And it's like, is this a trick? If I do something, can they still like bring it back? It's just like,
it is a weird feeling, ain't it?
For real, man.
I kind of would think that's why I stay so active, like stay working, stay doing something, so that I don't get caught up being idle and get wrapped up into nothing that I don't be wanting to really be
at
in.
All, man. I don't. If it don't feel right, if y'all pulled out the right thing in here today, I'll be out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah, right. You pulled the wrong.
Pull
what
the
is
wrong
that,
bag
brother?
out and hit the table right now. I'm gone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That being said, got a question for you, bro, because since I've been interviewing people for this podcast, it feels like this podcast has become like therapy to me. You know, in the penitentiary and in the streets, period, the rule is you don't talk about what you see. You see it and you keep it moving. But in doing interviews, I've been able to release and get these conversations out that I had no reason or nobody to talk to about it. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts are on therapy. Have you tried it after doing all the time you did?
And that's a good question, man, because I was just talking earlier about therapy and that the only reason I haven't really divulged into it is because of time, and that I'm really dropping the ball on that, because actually that's something that you should make time for, because that's self-care, and that's to help you to get to a place where you can operate at your full potential. Yes, and I think most of us that's been through what we've been through, we might be out here operating at 75% at best if we haven't just completely dealt with that situation, because it's so unnatural and unnormal for a human being to be in captivity.
Yeah, for sure. Even so, like the argument would be you put yourself there, so therefore you deserve whatever trauma you dealt with. Exactly. But what they forget, or what that argument forgets to hold on the other side of it, is we're not all going forever. Exactly. So eventually these people that you feel like deserve the trauma that they have to endure have to eventually come back to the community that you still live in. So like, even then, do you want these more fractured people with more fractured thinking and more damage to them back into your community with no assistance, no help, no transition?
That's an excellent theory.
You know what I mean?
That's an excellent theory, because I look at it like just like with what's going on right now in the streets with our youth. It's like, okay, a lot of people looking at it like, my kids, I do this for my kids and make sure that my kids ain't out there doing this and doing that. I keep my kids from these kind of activities. But these other kids, you must worry about, because your kids live in the same community and society that these other kids live in.
They got to go to school with them.
So we can't just throw them away.
Neighborhoods with them, right?
Yeah, we can't just not care about nothing but our own.
Facts.
And it's the same way with us. Like you said, people need to be more aware that what we call rehabilitation has to go further than just a punishment. There has to be some kind of actual therapy involved in that, because you got people coming back to society. Like you said, a lot of people don't come back with a sound mind like us.
Facts.
You know, we blessed that we got the support we got, that we used our time wisely, that we have our higher power. You know what I mean? All these things.
Yes, sir.
And that we made good decisions.
Facts.
And those that didn't or don't, I don't look down upon those people. I think those people need help.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, because how can you look down on them? They the same as us, for real. It's just
could have been me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you literally have to find your rehabilitation. First and foremost, the word rehabilitation means to habilitate again, right?
Yep.
So habilitate is to bring back to a place that they had fallen from.
Yep.
Now, if I've already fallen before I went to prison, how can you rehabilitate me? You have to habilitate me to the level to not have even gone to prison.
Exactly.
Because I've already fallen. That's how I got there, falling.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But the whole idea of it is like asinine in real life.
I think a lot of people miss the whole concept of a criminal and a person that has been convicted of a crime and that is incarcerated. They look at it like we're different and these are the bad people in society, when really these are the people that we've caught.
Right. That's literally what it is.
I really don't know too many people that I actually know that has never committed a felony. Right. They just haven't got caught committing. They haven't been convicted of a felony or charged with a felony.
Right.
But people go around committing felonies every day, unknowingly or even knowingly, and they're just basing whether they're a criminal or not on whether they get caught or not. And that, to me, that's kind of like that's a thought that makes me think that a person is you're not thinking, and you're not viewing life through a clear glass, through a clear lens, because you got it all wrong.
Right.
You think you're better than me because I got caught.
Yeah.
Because someone told on me and pointed a finger.
I'm sure you've done something that could have got you in a position just like mine. You would have to have rebuilt your life as well.
Absolutely.
That being said, man, let's step back into that trauma. Let's go into the penitentiary. So what is a day in the life in the penitentiary like with you? You did a lengthy bit like I did, so I know your day in the life changed. But you was a little older than I was when you went to the penitentiary.
Absolutely. I was a
grown man, huh?
Yeah, I was in my 30s, man, when I went to when I really did some time.
Yeah.
Now, I was young when I first went.
Yeah,
when I first went to state.
Okay.
Yeah, I was young.
Okay.
So I was 20 years old when I went through Riverside for the first time when I first got my number.
Okay, you did that one?
I did I was gone for almost a year.
Okay.
When I was gone, and then I was on tether. Back then they'll let you tether home. Well, they'll let you call center action.
Yeah,
you know exactly what it is. 2 years before your first out date. So when I went in, I was already eligible. So all I had to do was put my paperwork in and wait for the process.
Yeah.
And so I ended up coming home, going over I had to go live with my grandmother because my mom was she was living out of town then. She was living she had moved to Southfield.
Okay.
So I came home, lived with my grandma on the west side, and I was on the tether. So I had to do that for like a year and a half, man, close to about a year and a half, and it was crazy.
On tether the whole time?
On the tether, man. It was probably worse than the joint.
Listen, they tried to stretch me on tether. I was 18. They had me on tether for 6 months. That mug stayed on all of 2 months. I caught the case that sent me to the joint. I was on tether then.
You cut it off?
Man, what? Did I? I was tripping so hard, I wore it on running around the streets, robbing guys and stuff, until the PO called my mama and told her, tell that fool to cut off his tether and just leave it at the house with you.
I did the best I could on tether, man. I did really good, man. I made it like real close, and I messed around, and I got a dirty drop. Got a dirty drop. Ended up having to go to the TRV.
Okay.
It was technical rule violator.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I went and did TRV for 90 days.
Okay.
So ended up losing my job. I had a good job too when I was on tether.
For real.
I was working out here in East Lansing, man. I was working at the 241 building on Abbott Road.
Okay.
These people gave me a chance, man. I was working out. I was working. Had a
what
little
they
suit
give
and
you a
tie
dirty
job.
drop for, bro? Was you getting high or was you serving?
No, I was smoking weed. Yeah, I was smoking weed, man. It was so.
Couldn't let that weed.
I was doing good. I was doing, man. I had a system.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what happened, man. I got relaxed.
Always happen like that.
And they gave me a couple random ones and got me.
Okay.
So yeah, back then they ain't had no tolerance for that. It
Yeah,
wasn't no
right?
program. It wasn't no. We're gonna send
weed
you
was
to
a real
treatment.
drug back then.
Yeah, it was nothing like that. It was straight up. If you get caught smoking weed, you going to TRV.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah,
that was like
I had
a 90-day program.
90-day program. So I went to that. Cause I added that on to my bid, and it was and that program was actually it was actually good for me.
Okay.
I kind of needed that. Okay. It was kind of like boot camp, but without all the exercise.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was more mental.
A lot of discipline, though.
A lot of discipline, a lot of it was a lot of
Structure,
programming and stuff like that. So that was kind of beneficial to me. So then after that, I came home. I tried to go to LCC, try to do the right thing. I was still young and dumb, though.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't take long. Streets got me, right? You know, streets will suck you right back in if you don't have your mind right.
If your mind is not focused, you will find something that will attract you.
Man, it was so much money out here. This is back in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting right back out into the streets, and that was, that story just went, and that was just a nice little run I had. And
I heard about it.
Then I ended up going back to the joint. I ended up catching the case. They ended up kicking my door in over on the east side in 96. And I caught a case, couple cases, and went on the run.
Okay.
Went on the run. They ended up, I stayed away for like a year.
I was just about to ask you how long you stayed, because
Oh,
most guys, that
good.
run be seeming like a long time. It don't be, though. But you got a nice run.
It was a nice run to stay in Lansing.
You didn't leave?
No, I didn't leave.
Oh, yeah, that's hard.
I didn't leave.
That's hard.
I didn't leave, and I didn't stop. Matter of fact, I came up on the run.
Straight.
I came up on the run, man. When they got me, I was doing real good. But they got me.
Touchdown.
They sent bounty hunters at me, man. And,
yeah,
they
damn,
got me in
I'm
97.
surprised you ain't leave. That's hard.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, all right.
And, so then I went again. Because I wasn't on parole or anything when I caught no case. So started a whole new bit. That was my B prefix in the state.
Okay.
And I was gone for a couple of years that time.
Okay, so it set you down a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit still. It was really
a meatball, though.
Setting me up for that alley-oop.
Yeah, because for a meatball time, you went up in there and learned some stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you went up in there and learned some street shit.
First time I learned some stuff. Every time I came back, every time I got back out, I did it a little bit better.
Yeah, you got some more street shit.
Oh,
you
okay.
know what, I shouldn't have.
Yeah, all right. And met some people,
Yep, for sure.
But they were just setting me up. It was all a setup, and I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, because if you want to keep throwing rocks, we got the window for you.
They want you to plead to felonies. Get your felonies up. Keep the jail time down. That's how they get you. Like, well, we need you to plead to this and this.
Talk to them.
And this. I'm like, what? But they're only going to get this much time.
Yes, sir. You ain't going to go to
jail. And I'm like, what? So my record already messed up. I already got felonies. So what's 3 more?
Right.
I pleaded to 3 felonies, man, at the same time. And ended up only having to do 2 years. So did
now
that
your
time.
Guidelines is ridiculous.
So so when I come back from that, after that I have a 10-year run. No cases, no cases or nothing. 10-year run. I don't spend a night in jail. I don't get arrested though. I don't spend a night in jail.
Okay.
Arrested plenty of times. Just got buying money though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm doing decent.
Yeah, I'm doing decent. So, but I'm getting arrested for stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Driving with no license.
I ain't doing
no felonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best run I had.
Yeah.
And then here come the feds. And when they came, you already know what it was.
Ain't no beating them.
They used that record to slam dunk me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you got caught with, we just gonna amp it up with these guidelines.
It was nothing but words. They didn't catch me with anything. Feds didn't catch me with nothing. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's all a setup.
Yes, sir.
The little cases the young brothers need to know. The little cases that they catching you with and trying to get you to plea out, that's all a setup. They're gonna come back for you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sat me down.
Putting it up on the rim.
Yep. Sat me down. I went to the feds, man,
and that's where you did your big bit at.
That's where I did my time. That's where I had to really sit down.
You went somewhere everywhere on that, or did they not send you a lot of places?
I actually stayed in a couple of places the whole time. I went to Terre Haute, Indiana, and I stayed there for like 3.5 years. Okay, that's right outside of Nap. Okay, and I call that gangland.
That's gangland.
That's gangland right there. Yeah.
Okay.
That's gangland. That's where that's like the Midwest spot where they send all the guys like out of Chicago. Okay, that's where all of them at. Okay, that's gangland. So that's gangland. So learned a lot there. As far as on how to move, as far as the joint, it was good. They sent me there right off the top. Yeah, because that's what the roughest joints is where you learn how to jail the best. Yeah, absolutely, and you really need. You're gonna learn respect immediately. Oh my goodness, man! Sometimes I think that's what some of these brothers need, and I'm like, just send them there for you don't even have to give somebody 20 years. Give them send them to one of these maximum joints for about 5 years. That's all they really need. Man, you ever seen that movie, Shot Caller? No, I'm going to have to check that out. We might have to check that out on the podcast and review it, because that's my movie for real. But it's kind of about like sending somebody to a maximum joint, even though they ain't got a lot of time, right? And the guy turned out to become like one of the hardest criminals in the joint. Fucked off his whole life. Just because, and I brought that up because when you say that, I was that close to agreeing that you're right. A lot of these little brothers, if they just was to walk through the MR yard like I did, or even come through MTU or Alger Max, or they'll learn some lessons. But at the same time, those lessons aren't necessarily learned. What's the way I want to say this? In the proper context, because
I've said it before, like I spent my first 5 years, although those were the lessons I was learning how to be them more so than learning that this shit ain't what I really want, if that makes sense. Because I was seeing the trauma and I was learning the respect, and I was determined that I'm not finna be one of these hoe ass niggas that's getting it. So shit, I'm finna be one of the givers. Yeah, I'm finna be one of the givers of this shit. So like, let me get where I fit in at. So it wasn't until I was in the joint 5-6 years that I started figuring out that I ain't really did nothing in this time, and I ain't gonna be nothing if I keep doing it. You know what I mean? So I'm not even sure that the penitentiary is as much a valuable tool for everyone as it was for us.
It's not. You're right. You're right.
But people like us, I believe, are valuable tools for those who could or would, or maybe people even would think should learn from going to the penitentiary. Because it's a lot of the little shooters around here, I know for sure, that listen to me. And even though they ain't going to, like, stop living their lives because Mike X said don't do this, or because Mike X said he's not on that, they will accept influence. And if they get enough of the influence, enough of the men that are similar, like they were, that are willing to talk to them and be because that's what I feel like it is, that these niggas be scared of these young boys.
Everybody's scared of them.
Yeah, society, these niggas scared of them. I don't be scared of them. I'll be right there. I'm what we talking about? I used to do all of that, so I'm not afraid of it. It doesn't scare me. I know exactly why y'all out here, because most of them out there just trying to figure out what being a man is.
Yep.
That's all. I didn't get in the streets because I was trying to get money. I was straight.
You sound like somebody from Advanced Peace, man. We might need to talk to you.
We gotta have that conversation off record.
We'll do that. All right.
All right. Now let's get back to the joint, bro. So your day in the life. What was your day in the life in the penitentiary like? So when you did your long bit, how was you living in there? I know you got into fitness at some point in time, but
as soon as I got there.
Yeah. So you started off with your mind made up that you was into it.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I was already going hitting the gym and stuff out here.
Yeah, because you had went to the joint before. So
you
had seen a little bit of
Yeah, I had seen other people do it, but before my mind wasn't on that.
Yeah.
When I first went to the States, see, I probably should have did what you did. They probably should have sent me to gladiator school.
Yeah.
But when I went, I didn't have no record. I wasn't on a violent crime.
They sent you right to level 1.
They sent me right to
camp.
Mamby-Pamby land. They sent me, it wasn't a camp, but it was Mamby-Pamby land. They sent me right to ITF.
Oh yeah, I remember
man.
them
It was
spots.
oh my goodness, man. It was.
I remember them spots.
It was like a vacation.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When I went, we still had.
Only thing that wasn't there was women.
Man, we still had the money on the yard. You still can have your own clothes. Smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Weed was plentiful. You know what I'm saying, man? I mean, the homies was there. As soon as I got there, all the OGs and stuff, people.
They been
my
sitting
uncle
and
them was there.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? They coming down. You know, they coming down from
on they bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So they already done been through it.
Established everybody.
Established. I come through. I don't need for nothing. Want for nothing.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I probably needed to go to MTU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That probably could have changed the whole trajectory of my life, where I might not have kept testing that line.
Yeah.
I was a habitual line stepper. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Habitual line stepper. I'm a C.
Yeah. Come on, man. I know the police. I know the police is over here. I know the police out here bad, but I'm out here.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't have this gun on me, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do that. I mean, if I go to prison, man, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Prison ain't nothing. I wasn't even scared. That was the worst thing they could have ever did at that young of an age, is had me not scared of prison no more.
I can attest to the same thing. By the time I had got, but again, my journey was a little different because I was a juvenile offender. I was bad. I was getting. It's crazy because I was not a bad kid, but I was bad because I was like getting into stupid stuff and catching stupid cases. Like I took a guy's shoes from him in school and got caught. Ended up getting probation for that shit. Now this is like 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade. But then I caught like another case with my cousin out of town when we was breaking into, I think we broke into a school. Now they made both of these cases one case and gave me a felony as a juvenile at 14, 13 and put me on probation. This is also the same case that I used to get my time back in court when I went back to court, by the way.
Okay.
Because they were not supposed to do that. They combined 2 cases. This is a B&E and this is a larceny from a person that happened in 2 different places, 2 different cities. How did y'all combine that and make that a double felony for his first felony?
Wow.
So they tripped out with that. But I say all of that to say that a lot of the way that we are missing the youth is or is because like shit, we not identifying. We ain't catching them where they are. I did that.
Exactly.
I'm you. You feel me?
Yep.
I think I got a little bit off track, but shit.
No, that's real, man. That's real. Like when I hear your story, they were setting you up for the alley-oop, man, the whole time.
My mama used to say that, like, stop. You got to stop. You going to fuck around and get somewhere they can't get you, that I can't help you. Yeah.
That's how you was able to get that much time. Because I always wondered that, how you got that much time in your first case. Yeah. Like, was this your first arrest? Like,
no, so, like, me and my brother, it was my brother's second felony. Mm-hmm. It's crazy because both my brother felonies is with me. Both the felonies Sidney got on his case is with me. We caught it felony when I was like 15. He was 17. They gave him an adult case. Let me get a juvenile case. But like I said, they was racking me up. I was catching juvenile cases. Everything was adding up, but they was letting me go home. Mm-hmm. As soon as I turned 18 and I caught a felony, because I caught a case when I was 16 for some stolen cars. And it was an adult indictment. The feds had picked it up originally, then they let it go for the cars because they couldn't tie the cars to some dope and some other stuff going on. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we got found guilty for it, and I was supposed to get sent to prison, but I was able to get a year tether, 6 months in jail with the rest of it suspended on tether. And I came home, like I said, I caught my case, though. They sent me to prison while I was on tether.
While you was on tether,
yeah.
Okay.
So all of that previous shit that I did from 13 to 17, as soon as I got to court, man, my guidelines were so high. They was already talking, 15 years when I walked in the door. They had no plea, no nothing. Listen, I technically ended up taking that anyway because they didn't really give me a plea at the time. I didn't know nothing, so they said, you plead guilty to armed robbery and we gonna stick to the guidelines.
I'm glad
motherfucker, you can't do nothing but stick to the guidelines. That's what the guidelines is for, y'all to stick to. So that's how they got me, and I went forward and I took the plea. All praise be to Allah, I was able to get back later, but yeah, that was the railroad, like you said. They just
that's how
add
they
them
do
up,
it, man.
And then once they add up, all right, now we got enough. Flush him.
Score you like a math
yeah,
problem.
Flush him. Get rid of him.
You're not even a human being to them.
No, you're a number.
Score you like a math problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When I realized that, man, it was too late. I was already United States of America versus Marlon Beard. When you see that,
that's a big ass.
It's too late now.
See, my docket sheet only said
State of
Marion
Michigan.
County, state of
Yeah.
Man, when the whole United States of America.
Man, when you see that, when you see your first piece of paperwork,
the United States of
God.
America.
You know it's real now.
Man,
it's
you
too late.
Pull out your Constitution, man.
Yeah.
The United States of America.
At that point, it's too late because the feds, by the time the feds indict you, they don't do it unless they know they got you.
Yeah, facts.
They hadn't been They investigated me for probably 4.5 years because it was about to be up the time that they had to get me for the crimes that they charged me with. They had a 5-year span of time that you can as far as the
investigation time,
as far as the statute of limitations for that crime.
Okay,
was 5 years.
Okay, so y'all been investigating me for this same crime.
They've been trying their best to put the case together, and they put it together right before I was this close, man, slipping through their fingers, man, and bam. So like I said, when I saw that, I knew because.
But that's crazy.
So many people.
Half of your run, they was on you.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. Basically.
Damn.
Basically, yeah.
That's even deeper.
And I probably knew 2 to close to 3 years before I knew they was investigating me.
Well, I was just thinking that like you probably knew about half of that time.
Oh yeah, I knew.
So they was on you about 4.5. You probably knew.
That was trauma within itself.
Right.
It was almost a relief once
like,
they got me. Okay, this was my biggest fear. It's over now. It happened. So now I can sleep.
I think that's a common feeling. Like,
ain't that crazy? Because I couldn't even sleep. I was out here living in fear, thinking that any day could be that day that I get indicted.
Yes, sir. That's why I say real street niggas don't want to stay being real street niggas. Because, like, it's a lot of pressure that you got to be carrying that it's obvious that it's too much pressure. Because when you get locked up, you be like,
yep,
shit, get this all off of me. I was so happy to come home, a legit dude. Like,
that's all you think about is that day.
That
when
day.
I'm going to finally be off paper
off
and done
everything,
with them.
man. I couldn't wait to up my driver's license the first time I got pulled. Here you go.
Wow.
I'm straight. I ain't worried.
Did you know what, though? The first time I came in contact with the police, I felt the exact same way I always did.
Yeah.
I did, even though I knew I was good. But, I mean, I knew it in my head, but my body reacted the same. The anxiety came.
Yeah.
And it was trauma. And I had to realize, I'm like, man, I am messed up. Yeah. Like, I knew then, I'm like, I probably need to see somebody about this. This is crazy that I got this feeling that my whole body was like, it was
like
just
stuff
the same way.
Yeah.
It was the same way I felt when I had 2 ounces
Bricks
hard
in the car,
and 2 ounces hard and a gun on me.
Yeah.
And I get whipped over. You know what I'm saying? The same feeling, man. And I'm completely legit. I haven't done anything wrong. There's nobody around me doing
now,
nothing.
yeah.
I'm a legitimate citizen.
Yeah.
But just the fact that when I see them flashing lights and them walking up to my car, that's how I felt, man.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. You know, like I said, originally when I first got off papers and all that, I was like geeked about being legit and all that. But I won't lie. During the time since I've been home, all of the police shootings that I've seen, also, because we in the streets, we know about getting beat up by police and all of that shit.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, everybody should kind of know that happens, but we're expected to like deal with it because you're a street nigga, so you can't report getting beat up by police because you shouldn't have been out there doing wrong, right? So with that being said, we already have been dealing with that, but then actually seeing it when I came home because I didn't have. I got out in 2015, so they was just having phones in the state. We was still having them little flip the little flip Verizon joint with the little screen. We wasn't having the flat screen, touch screen phones yet. So like we wasn't seeing Instagram. We wasn't seeing Facebook and YouTube. We wasn't seeing all of them shootings. So when I came home and started like seeing police shooting, like, because I was in a joint with Tamir Rice and I was in a joint with Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, you was in for all the same ones I was
watching.
But
coming home and seeing brothers actually like, oh, wait a minute, they literally just shot that brother for nothing. Like, whoa, like that changed the way that I looked at police again. Because you're right, that same trauma is readdressed or rekindled, I should say. Like,
and there's people that haven't even been through what we've been through that deal with that trauma.
Facts.
That's traumatic to just see that. It's people that have never been convicted of a crime, never been in jail, that feel that same anxiety I was just speaking about when they get pulled over by the police because they've seen that.
Yeah, facts.
And that's messed up, man, that we got to go through that our sons, our nephews, our little homies, that they got to deal with that type of fear of the police, even when they haven't done anything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back in the penitentiary, so you said you was a fitness guy from basically day one. So how was you eating? Because we were talking about food, right? And guys been talking like they couldn't find a way to eat healthy. I say I got a guest coming up. He gonna tell you how we ate healthy in the penitentiary.
We ate healthy, and then we ate good too.
Yep.
So I would say we get up in the morning. I go to Chow, give me some cereal. I go see what kind of cereal they got. If they got Raisin Bran or something like that, I eat that.
Okay.
If it was anything sugary or whatever, I give it away. I get the fruit.
Okay.
That was me. I was a fruit guy.
Yeah.
So that was my hustle in there. I made fruit salad.
Okay.
So that was, you know what I mean? So I had to I remember Cuz was like, Sydney was like, talking about fudge or something he was making, right? Yeah. I listened to y'all podcast. Yeah. And he was making that. So I was the healthy guy. It was guys that made cakes, all that kind of stuff, sweets and all that.
Fruit salad.
I said, okay, I'm gonna go the different route for the healthier guys. So I made fruit salad. And it became big on the compound.
I can imagine.
It did. So I always went every morning to Chow so I could grab much fruit as I could smuggle out, and then somebody else that's
Somebody
in there
with
too.
me. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I had somebody else. You know what I mean? I got you. I got your bowl on me. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's what I did. I'll go get my fruit, maybe eat the cereal. That's in the morning. Lunchtime, I only came down if it was something that was decent.
Okay.
Other than that, because I'm going to work out.
Right.
As soon as they call lunch, we going to work out. But if it's something good, I'll come to chow, step in there and grab it. You know what I mean? Like if it was chicken or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good burger day or something.
I go work out. I come in. I eat some. Before workout, I eat oatmeal. After workout,
How you do your oatmeal?
Oatmeal,
Straight oatmeal.
Oatmeal with peanut butter.
I
Might
was
throw a
gonna
little
say,
granola
I'm
in there.
have to have my
Peanut butter, honey.
Yeah, yeah.
Might throw a little banana off in him.
Something, because sometimes I like that crunch in it. Just
Yeah, throw the little granola in there or something. You know, to make. I still do that out here.
I do too. I do too.
They be like, you eating like you in jail. I be like,
I
man,
don't care.
whatever. It's good. I like
just
this.
upped the peanut butter honey bun on the gram the other day. I don't care.
So
it was
yeah,
good in there. It ain't stopped being good because I ain't in there.
right after workout, I'm eating tuna or mackerel straight out the pouch.
Okay.
Straight out the pouch. I might throw a little pepper, a little dash of hot sauce in there or something.
Eating that boy
I'm
raw.
eating. I just want the protein.
Yeah.
That's it. I learned in the joint. I learned to eat for sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know I need this, I'm eating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not about what the taste or
Right,
none of that. I'm eating this because I know this is something I need to sustain me or to help me. I've already went out here and did the workout. Now I need to activate it. I
need to
I
fuel
want to
myself.
stick to my muscle.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I ate a lot of that, and for dinner, a lot of times that would be the meal that I cook in the unit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I make everything from fried rice. That was our main thing.
Hey, how your cooking here? Because you got I don't know how y'all boys make y'all spreads in the Fed. I know in the state joints we make cook-ups, right?
Yeah, that's what we did.
So you got a nice cook-up here?
Man, we cook everything in the joint, man.
What's your best cook-up meal?
Cold nacho.
Cold
that
nacho,
was
the
my
tuna
specialty.
Hey, what a brother that just came up here said that.
That was
Tuna
my
dude.
specialty. Yeah, tuna dude.
I love tuna dude. They're my favorite. The tuna nacho dude.
Yep.
If you could pull that off the right way, you the coldest.
Oh, man, that was my thing. I came home making them.
Oh, man, we're going to have to do one on the show.
Yeah,
I already talked about putting together an episode where we do it on YouTube. I can show them how we put together all of the different ingredients and lay it out. So we're going to have to do that
We got
ASAP.
to. We got to.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
Yeah, I did that. I made bagel sandwiches.
Okay.
That was one of my specialties.
Yeah.
I made some pizzas sometime. You know, use the flour tortillas for your crust.
Okay, I was just gonna say, how you do your crust? Did you used to like get dough? Because I
No.
know some guys used to get dough.
No, I
actually.
I wasn't connected like that. I was never connected like that. But I I had a little plug in the kitchen, but it wasn't like that.
Not like that, yeah.
Because it's certain things that if you got caught with, you going to the hole.
Yeah, for sure.
So. Because especially you're not gonna tell them where you got it from,
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Which we ain't doing that. So, yeah, I try to keep it, where I use as much stuff from commissary as possible. The most stuff I wanted to have out the char hog in my possession was the vegetables. Yeah, you might get rolled up off that.
Yeah,
Good
veggies.
Kept the vegetable. Got to have an onion. And
what's crazy is you making the fruit bowls. I'm surprised you ain't have problems because they be hating on guys that be trying to collect fruit.
Oh, they did. But see, that's why you got to make it now.
Yeah,
You can't just sit up and hold on to it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so
make that fruit salad.
I try.
Get them gone.
Yep, make them and get them out.
Okay.
And I used to get caught with it sometimes, but most of the officers, I was a cool guy that didn't really bother nobody. I didn't give them too much trouble, so they wasn't.
They don't be doing.
They wasn't
too
on me
much.
like that. They'd be like, "Man, Beard, you better get this fruit up out of here, man."
Yeah,
I come
for
back
sure.
and you got it. It's gonna be a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You even get the officers where they might even want a ball.
Be like, "Man, I'm trying to eat healthy, man. Y'all see the stuff they selling us, and you know."
Facts. They don't be tripping.
So yeah, no. Some of them did though. Some of them take it.
Yeah.
They take it and threaten you, like I catch you with this again. It just depends on who the officer.
Just depend on yeah, for sure.
Depend on the officer.
Because they all. That's one thing I will never miss is having to deal with them personalities like that. Having to deal
That's
with
a nightmare, man.
From one shift to another, you'd be like, at nighttime, you'd be like, no, just stay in your room. What with it? I think the third shift guys come on to like 9, be like at 9 o'clock, I'm done for the night. Because when you get to lower levels, you get to hang out a little bit until like 10, 11.
Yep.
Man, I'm not even coming out my cube after 9 o'clock dog working. I'm straight.
See, that's the difference between state and feds too. See, y'all have the in the state, you had the luxury of watching TV in your room.
Yeah.
So you didn't need to play the TV room. In the feds, there are no televisions except in the TV room.
Except in the TV.
Yeah, that's it. So that's where you gotta go.
Yeah.
So
Man.
yeah, that was the difference that I did not like.
Yeah,
It changes
you got
everything.
to deal with people. You got to be around.
Got to deal with
You
people.
can't hide out if you want to be able to see anything.
If you want to be
going
able to
on.
be in touch with the world, and
Yeah.
that's your window to the world.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
That's your window
crazy.
to the
I ain't
world.
even
That
think
and that
about
phone.
That and that phone. Did they have like MP3 players in there?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I was there when they brought them.
Oh yeah.
When they first started.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, man, that was a blessing. That was a blessing to the bit.
I was just gonna ask you that. Was you a heavy music guy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
What was on your playlist? What you have on your MP3 player?
Everything, man. I listen to a wide variety of music. I listen to my rap. I listen to hip hop, gangster rap, trap music. Then I had my R&B. I had new R&B, old R&B. I went
some
every
R&B.
direction. I had gospel. I even had comedy. I had got into a wave where because they got albums. So I had Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby. Yeah, I used to get all the comedy, man.
I remember the guys was downloading the freak tapes. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, see, I
would record a girl on there moaning.
That's
shit for
crazy.
17
They
minutes.
never let us get that. They never let us.
One of my guys was actually doing that shit. He was like creating these tapes and sending them into the distribution into the penitentiary and scoring. Like he was scoring. He was getting money off of that. I was not, because I didn't want to risk my record company.
Yeah.
But he was scoring off the JPay, sending them freak tapes, and his record company was coming up top sales every.
Wow. Yeah,
They eventually caught him and kicked him out the
Did
joint
they?
with it. But yeah, he was getting it. He was getting it for a minute. But yeah, so with hearing your daily routine, what about your day in prison or your lifestyle in prison did you take with you when you left? Like what do you still do?
Stay on schedule.
Stay on schedule?
Stay on schedule. Yep.
Yeah, you big on that?
Big on the
being
schedule,
on
man. I
point with
learned
having
that.
something.
Like, I need to know
What I'm finna be doing.
Like it's Sunday right now.
Yeah.
I need to know what I'm doing Monday through Friday right now, even through the next weekend.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
basically got it already planned.
Right.
Now,
I try to do that too.
Yeah, and that's something that I never did in life until I was in the joint. You
Right.
know what I mean? Where everything is planned. What we gonna watch, what time we gonna work out, what we gonna do. You know, like we even used to have plans on what we gonna do in the joint based around the guard schedule.
Yep. Yes, sir.
On who gonna be here. Well, we
Yeah.
know you work on such. Okay, yeah, he worked Wednesday.
So dig.
And that's his
Them
off
days
day
we
on
gonna
this
be
day.
doing this.
So that's
Woo.
the day we gonna bring that bag down a hooch.
Yes, sir.
And we gonna have our drink.
Yes, sir.
Or you know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
fact.
he ain't gonna be
He
here.
ain't gonna be here that
Yep.
day. So Thursday is the day.
Yeah. So
We
everything
already
was
know.
planned.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes
Yes,
we
sir.
plan stuff all the way through the month, man.
I felt like in the penitentiary, planning like a schedule for myself outside of what I already knew the schedule would be was like giving myself autonomy, giving myself like power. So I would like plan, all right, I know the prison schedule, but I'm going to get up at this time and I'm going to be doing this until this time and I'm going to be doing this after that. So I started creating my own schedule in their schedule.
Yeah,
so
within their schedule.
Yeah, now that I'm home and I'm an entrepreneur, it's like now I know how to stick to a schedule. I know how to stick
Yep.
to a task because I created them for myself in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, if that's the thing that you took with you, what did you leave? What did you leave behind in prison? What can't you remember how to do? What don't you do no more?
I left behind the I would say the schedule, like you said, like that they had as far as like what time I gotta go to bed, what time I gotta get up, what time. I based that on what I gotta do. Instead of just every day I get up at this time. Every day I do you know what I mean? I go to bed at this time. Every day I eat at this time. I base that around my schedule.
Yeah.
Like, okay, on this day, I can go to bed at this time because I don't have to be up till this time.
Yeah, I'm like
You see what I'm saying? Now, if I got to get up early, then okay, I got to go to bed at this time. So I had to leave. I left that militant robot type schedule. that they had. You know what I mean? I hated that. Like every day at this time, stand up count.
Yeah.
Like all of that.
In the feds, y'all got to do stand up.
Stand up count.
Stand at the
man.
door, huh?
Just stand up so they can see you. Stand up. It's almost like you saluting them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's almost like, man, come on, man. You see I'm alive. If I'm sitting here looking at you when you walking by,
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
Why
That's they say you stand up to let them know that you're okay. It's really almost like stand up in reverence to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's bad, man. It's like it's really the new slavery, man, for real.
It really is. You read the book, The New Jim Crow? What's the sister name?
No, I heard about it. I want to read
Alexander? I can't remember the sister name. I don't want to be misquoting her name, but her book is called The New Jim Crow, and it is a great depiction of how the old slave laws and rules have transitioned into the new prison industrial complex.
Absolutely.
And it really is like a must read.
I definitely want to check that out because
Michelle Alexander, that's the sister name. Michelle Alexander.
I definitely want to check that out. I just came from Alabama a few weeks ago, and I went to a museum. I really recommend. It's called the Legacy Museum, and what it says outside before you can go in, it says from enslavement to mass incarceration. And that's what this museum takes you through.
Damn.
From the time you walk in, you like 1600 where they come in to get the slaves. And it's technological. You know what I mean? So it takes you from there to where we at now, man. It's so
I have to go see
amazing,
that.
Man, for real. I'm talking about I recommend every man and woman of color that they should visit this place, man.
That's how I felt about the National Black Museum? What is it?
You go to the one in
Black
DC?
History Museum, the one in Memphis.
In Memphis? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Martin Luther King.
I heard about that
at the Lorraine
one, too.
Museum, at the Lorraine Motel where Martin Luther King was murdered. Yeah, I went to that one, and that one was the same. I felt the same. Like, you cannot be black and not go here. It's like you got to make that travel to that pilgrimage to Mecca, that pilgrimage to Africa. Like, those are things that I have to do in life. That's one of them I had to do in life.
That's what the first thing made me think about when you said that the new laws and how because they talk about all of this. It's all the information is there.
Yes, sir. Because for a minute, anything we did was what was illegal. It was just the shit that we would do. Like, okay, black folks ain't got nowhere to be because we don't have any buildings of leisure, so we're all hanging around. What do they call that? Loitering. Now it's a crime. Now you could be arrested for loitering. Now I'm locked up inside of a system because I was loitering, doing something I literally had no choice but to do. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's like
three or more of them together are some gentlemen.
Yeah.
Three or more of us together, we're a gang.
It's a gang. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and they
sir.
And I found out where that word originally came from in the museum. Matter of fact, the word gang they used that when they were talking about a bunch of slaves. That's what they used that word. It was always I have a gang of slaves for sale, a gang of Negroes. Yep, and it was that's how they marketed, the sale of us. Yeah,
damn, I never knew that.
Yeah, a gang. When they say they had a gang of us, I mean it was a group of us.
Wow,
a gang of Negroes.
Well, let me ask you this: when did you make your transition? Like, when did the light bulb go off?
Man, the light bulb went off. I would say it was kind of like a process, but it really went off like after I say the first 2 years in the joint. First 2 years, it was like I was in shock the whole time, and I'm really ashamed of my thought process that I had then because I felt like, man, I shouldn't even be in here with these ninjas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was feeling, man. Like, man, I shouldn't even be in here with these ninjas. These some knuckleheads, and
I was just
watching how
these are stupid motherfuckers.
Yeah, how they was moving, and you know what I'm saying. And I wasn't looking at it like they are institutionalized. They are victim of this. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a minute to really understand the new environment that I was in, and that eventually I could become that.
Yeah.
If I didn't protect my mind, my spirit,
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you can become one of these people that.
What was you sentenced to?
I was sentenced
on the last bit.
I was sentenced to 97 months.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn. So yeah.
And they sentenced me to the point. They sentenced me. I didn't get caught with a gun. Now this is the feds is something else, man. They gave me a gun enhancement, what they call a gun enhancement. That's one of the people that was on my case.
Had a gun.
No. One of the people that was telling on me said that I would carry a gun during times that I would sell drugs.
So they just gave you
just that I had that he
that.
saw me on it. Gun enhancement. So that disqualified me from being able to go to the drug program.
That's wild.
This is how the feds are, man. It's something
wild.
else, man. For real. It's like, what, really? You mean to tell me that I can't go to the drug program and I got a drug case?
Yeah.
But I can't go to this drug program?
That
Could possibly help me before I go to the streets? Nope. Because somebody said that when I was selling drugs, when he would see me selling drugs, that I would have a gun on me. Yep. So
I don't think people really understand that, because I hear a lot about, he could just take the drug class and he'd be out a little earlier.
Yep.
But like, I don't think people understand that not everybody gets to take the drug class.
Nope.
Just because you got a drug case don't mean that you're going to get to take the drug class and come home a little earlier. None of that. You
have to be nonviolent. You have to not have a gun in your case or no gun enhancement. You have to have, I think you got to be like 2 years shot free. I don't think, if you just recently got a shot within the last couple of years, I don't think you can go to the drug program.
Okay.
Or it might depend on what kind of series shot that is. So if it's a 100 series, I don't think you can go.
What does that mean?
But that means it's like a more severe shot. It's like a felony.
Okay.
Compared to a misdemeanor.
Okay.
A 200 series is like, a minor shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Damn, that's kind of deep. In the feds, do y'all see the parole board?
No, you don't got to see the parole board.
So how do you get your parole?
You don't get no parole. You only have one number. You get sentenced to one number. You don't get it. There's no tail. You have to do 85% of your time, and then you automatically go after that. You automatically go to, but you got to go to the halfway house. That's the thing. You got to go to the halfway house. It's not
damn.
You can't. There's no other way. Like, you got to go to the halfway house, or if you refuse the halfway house, then you just finish your time out in the feds.
And but you go to the halfway house for how long?
Until you finish the rest of the time on that sentence.
Oh, so you got to finish the whole 100%.
Yeah, you got to finish it.
You just do 85% inside.
Inside, yep.
Damn, I thought it was 85%. Like, y'all got good time.
And then you go to the halfway house and you finish that time in the halfway house. And if you're a good little boy while you're in the halfway house, you can end up going home on home confinement. So
tether?
You come home on home confinement and do the rest of your halfway house time at home.
Damn.
Yep. Now that was the only break I ever got. Everything else I was denied everything. But I did make it home on home confinement while I was in the halfway house.
Damn. So that leads to my next question. Like, what were some of your challenges, some of your advantages and disadvantages coming home? Because, since you didn't have to worry about the parole board, you knew you was coming home.
Man. I wanted to go back to the joint, Mike.
Damn. It's crazy. I know what you mean. So elaborate on that a little bit. Like,
I came home, man. I came home and went to the halfway house, and it was in Battle Creek. I got the worst halfway house. So now that's just a toss-up because we don't have one in Lansing.
Yeah.
So what happens is they put you in for the halfway house, and whichever one it come back, you don't have any control over what come back. It could be Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Battle Creek. You just got to just go wherever they send you. So everybody want to go to Grand Rapids.
Okay.
That's the land of milk and honey. You know what I'm saying? They let you move around.
Okay.
They kind of relaxed over there.
Okay.
Kalamazoo,
Battle Creek, the worst one.
Yeah, Battle Creek is the worst. It's like it's a concentration camp.
Oh yeah.
They watching every move. They got these little young people that they not even COs. They just work there. They just work. These people that just get a job that work there. And these people, they don't have no understanding of the joint and how things move and how you could possibly get your throat cut for talking to this man crazy.
Yeah.
That done just did 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they talk to you crazy, disrespectful. These little kids. 18, 19, 20 years old.
Damn.
Working in this place.
Yeah.
So they was disrespectful. The people that they got there disrespectful because they got people that's coming off the street that might be a probation violator or whatever that's never been to the joint or nothing in the halfway house with you. Can you imagine that? You got these people out here. You got these little dope fiend people.
And they're in there with the guys that just did 10, 12 years.
Come on, man. 20, whatever the case may be.
Right.
And they don't have
everybody got to come to the halfway.
And they don't have no idea of how to
how to jail
or how to respect, like, oh yeah, I can't, we in here jeffing and jiving, how we do, but I can't do that with these men.
Yeah.
These men right here, the slightest thing might make them break my neck, and they don't even understand that. So man, I was like, man, get me out of here. Man, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I come in there. It's football season, right? When I come home, it's right at football season. I come home in August. So state game on. It's Saturday. The state game is on, man. These dudes is in there watching some kind of race car show or something like that. The Michigan State game is on, man. This Caucasian guy goes up and changes the channel, man. And I said, man, dog, we was watching the state game, man. Could you turn the TV back? He was like, we watch this. We watch this show every week and whatever. I said, I had to catch myself, man. I almost just reacted, physically.
Yeah.
And I said,
is this
man,
the halfway house? I could go back to the penitentiary.
I said, man, listen, man, I don't know where you from and what y'all do, but you don't change that TV while we sitting here watching it, man. This is the type of stuff that could really get you hurt, man. And he wanted to go back and forth with me, man. I just went back to my room. Somebody told him what was up. They came and got me a couple minutes later. That's when I really realized that I was ready. I was ready.
That was the last straw, yeah.
Because if we was in the joint, man, I'd have had to go get a knife on him, just off of respect. Period. It would have been no way that I could walk around here. I wouldn't be able to keep my bag of commissary no more after I let this man just do that and it just rough me off like that while I'm watching the game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I went back there, man. I think I went back there and prayed, man. And it was like, man, I'm ready. I said, I want to get out of this place. Yeah. I'd rather do my time in the joint because this is the type of stuff that'll have me with a new bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I been did something that.
Somebody in there talked to him. He came back there, No, they came and got me. He's like, man, the game on, man. I came back out there. Dude came over and apologized. I don't even know if I accepted his apology, but I didn't do nothing to him. Yeah. So I really felt really proud of myself at that point.
Facts, yeah.
Came a long way.
Man, you almost.
I came a long
way. I can imagine, dog. And
can
I know how passionate you be about the MSU or the Michigan game.
Man.
Hey, that'd be crazy.
It was unbelievable that he did it. He did it boldly, too.
Damn, that's crazy. All right, so when you got home from the penitentiary, let me ask you this. Oh, well, matter of fact, before you got home from the penitentiary, you did a few years, so like birthdays. How did you do birthdays in there?
Oh, birthdays, man. We cooked up.
Yeah.
We cooked up, yeah. Sometimes we might have had a batch, a good batch of hooch. You know what I'm saying? If it just, if it was something that we could have pulled off, right at that time, we'll do that.
Make sure we
if somebody else had something we could buy, but we cooked up, man. That was like a big celebration.
Celebration, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
good
sure.
cook up with the guys, man.
Make sure you do that.
Yeah, I had a couple of good Michigan homies that, both places that I was at. I told you I was at Indiana, Terre Haute, Indiana, and then I left there, and I ended up, once my security level came down, I ended up in Pennsylvania, in Laredo, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now back to what I was going to say. When you got home, you got up out that halfway house. Did you have that prison glow?
Oh man, did I? Man, I was ripped up like a bag of dope, man. For real, I cut up, man.
Man,
I cut up. I came out, man. Yeah,
it was dangerous out here,
man. What?
I had to get up out of Lansing. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't have made it if I would have stayed here the whole time. I was home for about 3 months. Man, I was tearing this little city up.
What? I came. Definitely had to glow, man. I felt good coming home, man. So
yeah.
I got right to it though. I stayed out, stayed on my regimen.
Yes, sir.
You know,
yes,
and
sir.
got right. I kept my mind on it, even though I couldn't capitalize financially off the fitness when I first came home, because, you know, they're like, you got to have a job and you got to have pay stubs and all of that. You know, I had plenty of people like, man, you know, I want you to work, you know, I'll pay you, you know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't working for nothing, and I didn't know how to go about the process of
yourself.
starting my own business where they would respect it, where my PO would respect it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
sir.
I was just doing it under the table, but I still had to have a job.
Right.
So
right. Yeah, I had the same thing. Actually, I didn't even do no hustling. I just worked my job. I knew they wasn't gonna go for you starting a record company. You
See,
just gotta,
exactly.
You
Yeah.
ain't starting no record.
They don't want you to start a business, period.
No. So I did the job thing first, and then when I quit my job, I transitioned. One thing I was gonna ask you about was your Back 40 experience, right? Because we do have this segment on the show called Back 40. So tell me, I guess, walk me around the Back 40 in the Feds. I ain't never been to
They
the
didn't
Feds.
have no Back 40.
They didn't?
Just, nope. Ain't had no Back 40 in the Feds.
Straight
Feds
up?
just got the yard.
Oh,
They just got the
okay.
yard, man. You got the yard.
So you just on the yard or in the unit?
Just on the yard or in the unit, man. Or they got the gym area where it's like a whole inside rec area.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, then talk to me about what you're doing now, man. What you got going on, bro?
Well, like I was telling you before we started the podcast, I have my own business. It's called COVID Clean.
Okay.
And I started it during the pandemic. It's electrostatic disinfecting.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I spray buildings in, you know, residential or commercial.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing that for a couple of years now since the pandemic.
Yeah. How that business going?
It's going pretty good, man. It's
I
starting to
think
slow down now that the virus is starting to dissipate.
Do something. I don't know what it's
Yeah.
doing exactly.
I think it's on pause, but, you know, hopefully it's going away.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
But it's still thriving. It's still doing its thing. It's not doing what it was.
Yeah.
You know, my phone was ringing like crazy when
I bet it was.
in 2020.
At the top of the
2021.
pandemic? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What else going on?
Advanced Peace. Like
Talk to them about Advanced Peace a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Advanced Peace. I really can't give out too much information about Advanced Peace, but Advanced Peace is a organization that helps to reduce gun violence. We are actual gun violence interrupters.
Yes, sir.
And we dealing directly with the people that everyone else has forgotten. You know, it seems like society has thrown away the individuals that they deem dangerous, and that's probably why they're so dangerous.
Yes, sir.
Because they're not receiving any resources, any kind of help, any kind of love, any kind of attention, any kind of guidance. So we deal directly with them.
Yes, sir. Well, we reached the end of the show, bro. This is the last segment where we get those last words of wisdom. So you got anything to give them before we sign off?
My words of wisdom would be never let what you've been through stop you from pressing forward towards your goals, because it's easy to start to believe what they say about you or what it is that how you're viewed by society or the powers that be, so to speak. So just everybody just needs to, you know, keep their head up, man. It's tough going through, especially prison and even probation, parole, whatever. Even everybody doesn't do a lot of time. A lot of people do a lot of time out here.
Yeah.
And you know, that can be discouraging too.
Yes, sir.
So I just, you know, just look at guys like Mike, Sydney, myself, you know, and just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel,
right,
no matter how long that tunnel may be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming by. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to 17 Winners with Brother Mike X. Free to
I
real.
appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Peace.